Today, an algorithm built specifically to surf market momentum crashed by over 80 points.
Yeah, it was a brutal drop.
While the broader Japanese stock market barely even blinked. Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Our mission today is to analyze the algorithmic observation logs from Team AI Lab for July 14th, 2026. And, before we get into the weeds, let's be crystal clear. We are looking at pure simulation data here.
Right, absolutely.
This is absolutely not investment advice, and there are no buy or sell recommendations. We are just observing how code reacts to extreme stress.
So we're looking at a fascinating collision between two completely opposing strategic philosophies today. On one side, you have the mountain climbers.
Right.
Mechanically, these algorithms are searching for statistical equilibrium. If a sector spikes or crashes, they ignore it. They just look for the quiet, unmoving ground amidst the storm.
Like trying to stand perfectly still in a hurricane.
Exactly. But then on the other side, we have the wave riders. Instead of hiding, they buy into momentum. If a trend starts surging, they attempt to harness that raw power and, ride the chaos.
They want the refsies. But looking at today's daily scores, both of those philosophies just hit a massive brick wall.
They really did.
I mean, the mountain climbers took a 29.7 point hit on their internal scoring metric, and the wave riders, a brutal 80.5 point plunge.
It's a huge hit.
And if you're listening and wondering how a plunge that deep happens when major indices like the Nikkei 225 and TOPIX look relatively normal on the surface.
The surface looks totally fine.
Right. But you have to look underneath. The divergence is just abnormal today.
Well, the indices hide the internal rotation. Underneath the surface of those steady indices, the market rules seemingly changed overnight.
Right.
For a wave rider, the logic is to buy the breakout. But today, the second they bought into that momentum, the wave violently collapsed, trapping the algorithm at the top. The momentum completely decoupled from all the historical patterns.
It's like trying to navigate a ship using a map from before the continents drifted, The old coordinates just don't work anymore.
That is a perfect analogy.
But wait, if the basic laws of market gravity are suspended right now, how did any of these units actually survive?
By looking at the main force. That's the active roster of algorithms currently running their 10-session tracking protocols. We can see how some adapted.
So the ones already out there in the trenches.
Right, that 10-session protocol is basically a 10-day proving ground for an algorithm to test its logic. And surprisingly, out of all this intense volatility, 10 mountain climber units and 8 wave rider units are actually holding positive points.
Wait, really? Even with the 80-point drop across the board?
Yeah, they're acting as lighthouses in the dark right now.
Okay, I have to push back on that a bit. If the underlying logic of the market is broken mathematically, how did a mountain climber unit actually finish its 10-session run today in the other financing sector with a final score of plus 7.4 points?
It's a fair question.
I mean, how do you find equilibrium in a broken market?
Well, it found a microsector that was completely ignored by the panic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, while the rest of the market was aggressively rotating and triggering algorithmic stop losses left and right, that specific climber identified an asset class that simply wasn't participating in the storm.
So it's not about fighting the storm, it's about finding the eye of it.
Precisely. It proved that even when the major coordinates fail, isolated pockets of stability still exist if your logic is precise enough to spot them.
That makes a lot of sense. And what's wild is that Team AI Lab isn't just watching these battle-tested survivors. At 9:00 a.m. Japan Standard Time today, they drafted new recruits straight into this mess.
Yeah, they really did.
2 new climbers and 1 new rider. Why deploy new logic into an environment where established rules are violently failing?
Because you don't build robust algorithms by only testing them in calm weather.
Right.
By deploying those new recruits today, Team AI Lab gets to see how fresh logic processes unprecedented volatility from second zero.
Second zero, yeah. So when we zoom out to the season totals, with the climbers surviving at plus 14.1 points and the riders struggling at minus 65.9 points, this isn't really a story about winning or losing.
Not at all. These harsh results aren't defeats. For the researchers, this is invaluable, cold-blooded observation data.
It's purely research.
Exactly. They are using these anomalies to chart entirely unknown market environments, turning today's stress into the foundation for future adaptations.
It leaves you with something really profound to think about. I mean, when human traders look at a chart and see pure panic-inducing chaos, an algorithm doesn't feel fear. It just sees a brand new mathematical landscape waiting to be mapped.
It's a totally different perspective.
It really is. Well, to keep following this incredible research, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the Substack link in the video description, and sign up for the premium Substack subscription to get all the raw data and deep dive analytics for yourself. See you next time.